This is a very dangerous strategy. The company has turned into a fallen angel. It's a clear signal that that's it. The game is over. And there's no need to follow such stories. Don't look for trading setups in such stocks. Never do that. This is the main law for big capital working in the market. Friends, have a good day. You're on the Old Trader channel. My name is Vladimir Karasev. Today we'll look at the company PayPal. Today we are going to talk about exactly what fallen angels are and why you should almost never consider buying an asset that is on a clear downward trend. We'll discuss why, when you hear the common advice that you should buy when everyone else is selling, you absolutely should not do it. Why, my friends, when we hear that you should buy when blood is running in the streets, it can be a trap. It is actually a very dangerous and risky strategy to buy stocks when it seems like nobody else wants them. Because once again, a significant number of stocks over time eventually become fallen angels. And I highly recommend completely avoiding such stories. Despite the low base effect and very attractive prices, some stocks have returned to the point where they first went public, back to their initial offering price. And I repeat, this is not a signal that a good opportunity to buy the stock is appearing. It's a signal that that's it, the game is over and there's no need to follow such stories. And today, using the example of PayPal, we'll look at exactly such a situation. The company's long history actually began all the way back in July 2015. And right now, the current quotes are practically just a tiny bit above the initial offering price of this stock on the exchange. And so, my dear friends, I really want to show you a specific situation where, I repeat, a huge number of retail investors lost a lot of money in this asset. This happened because they started buying the stock right here after seeing a significant decline from the peak values, which for PayPal were sitting at about $310 per share, after which a very dramatic collapse began to occur. And, my friends, if you believe my professional experience, they started buying into this company right here, then here, then here, here, and here, and it just kept going on like that. My friends, and as a result, what do we have? This consistent downward trend eventually led to the company turning into what we call a fallen angel, and unfortunately it seems it will never return to its peak historical values ever again. So let's take a closer look at the logic of those traders who tried to buy a rapidly falling asset against the prevailing trend. Once again, the main thing to remember is this: never buy a falling stock. You must be sure to wait for a clear reversal pattern to form first. If you do not happen to see a clear reversal pattern forming and a high-quality trading setup, trap was steady. You should never fall into the trap of thinking that simply by buying an asset at what looks like a good price, which after a very significant downward move seems very interesting, do not mistakenly believe that this particular asset will immediately start growing at the same pace at which it was previously falling. So, let's take a closer look. Right here, the very first situation arose where it clearly seemed that this downward movement was finally over. Take a look. A small candle. Just a very small candle body. And it really seemed as if in December of 2021, that was finally it. This dramatic downward price movement was over. And very soon we would go back up and return to that $300 per share level. But notice here, my friends, that no actual reversal pattern ever formed. Look closely. In December 2021, the peak values were exactly $197.69. In January 2022, the peak values were at the level of $196.10. Meaning in January 2022, we failed to break through the December high. As a direct result of this, there was no talk of any trading setup or purchasing the company stock at that time, Sochis. And that remains the case even now. So, after that, we continued to see a dramatic downward movement. Now, I want you to notice right here, my friends, at this interesting situation. You can see that right here, yes, the exact same pattern has formed that we saw back here in December of 2021. And it really seemed as if, during March of 2022, we were going to once again attempt to put an end to this downward movement and finally begin forming a new upward trend. Where did this level of $121.48 come from, and why did participants try to end the downtrend right here? It's quite simple. The thing is, back a few years earlier in July 2019, this is when this level was first formed. It was established at $121.48. Confirmed right here, and this is exactly where market participants tried to buy the stock again, hoping for a definitive end of the downtrend. And my dear friends, I am not just talking about you buying here or here or here or here or even right here. Even those investors who bought this stock right here back in March 2022 at what was a very strong support level, which was clearly support at that time, specifically the $121.48 level. Let me remind you once again, those who bought in March 2022, 4 years later, these guys still haven't been let out of their positions. They are lower, significantly lower today. So once again, this proves the point that the price was already much lower than the original level from which the initial fall began. That is, the fall started from the $310 level. Here, the stock reached the $121 level and the fall continued further. Friends, and look closely here, there was another clear attempt to form a reversal. A significant level was formed right here back in September 2018, specifically the $93.70 level. And look, the quotes are once again trying to catch on to this specific level right here. Then the movement continues. We return again to the level formed in the month of September 18, the price point of $93.70. And it fails to hold firm. We continue the downward movement. And my friends, please notice that after the main phase of that dramatic fall ended, absolutely nobody stepped in to start buying up the stock. After that, we saw a steady, gradual slide downwards. Why did I decide to analyze this company today, the company PayPal? My dear friends, there are a number of comparable companies in our market that, I repeat, having turned into fallen angels, will never return to their historical peak values. And so I want to advise you all. Please do not spend your time looking for trading setups in stocks like these. Don't follow those stocks that fell back to their original offering price, to the levels seen many years ago when the issuer first listed on the exchange. Again, it's very important to understand that such a picture, such a chart pattern we see here, the company's entire market history tells us that's it. The game is over here. And I repeat, under no circumstances should you try to find a good trading setup. Don't think about the low base effect and a potential move back upwards. Most likely, this specific company will continue to stay very near its absolute minimum values that we're seeing at the current moment. And once again, my friends, the main thing to remember is this. You should never ever buy a stock during a clear downward trend. Never do that, because big institutional capital enters positions and accumulates stock only on a confirmed upward trend, only on a strong upward trend. You must understand that big capital never buys against the prevailing market trend. Keep in mind that the fundamental law of the stock exchange is trend is your friend. Always stay with the trend. This is the main law for big capital operating in the market. Always stay with the trend. And if the trend is downward like what we see here, there's no question of doing any buying, nor can there be any at all. Friends, that's all for now. If you understood what I'm talking about, be sure to give this video a like. Good luck to everyone, and I wish you all profitable, successful trades. We'll hear and see each other soon.